Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary, direct from our newsroom, otherwise known as my Compost Heap. Let's see what stories we're working on this week. Hey, who put this in here? An American flag? That doesn't belong in my Compost Heap. Uh-oh, I hope this doesn't mean it's time to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I never like saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Seems kind of un-American to me. Oh, but there's good news. This week in New Haven, we got a new pledge for people to say. City Hall wrote it. You know that the Democrats who run the city have been getting some bad press. Their image on ethics has been going south. So to cure this problem, Mayor DeStefano and his staff wrote a new ethics pledge. And he rounded up all his top officials to give the pledge this week that they're going to start being honest. So maybe we can all say the pledge. Why just the City Hall officials? So let's say it with me. Well, I didn't bring the full text. You can read it on the Independent website in Melissa Bailey's article, but I'll do my best from memory. I pledge allegiance to the ethics policy of the great Mayor of New Haven and to the contractors and campaign contributors for which we scam. Oh wait, maybe that's not right. I'll bone up on it and get back to you next week. Speaking of flag-waving jingoists who define war as noble and patriotic and dissenters as the enemy, Alex Rodin, the Marine drill sergeant who got elected as alderman in Fairhaven Heights, he snuffed out a scare this week and kept us safe and our values safe. See, someone wanted to rename East Rock Park, get this, Peace Park. With all this Peace Park in town, Alex Rodin knew that that was un-American. He had to keep us safe, so he snuffed it out, and of course the brave colleagues of his in the Board of Aldermen helped him do it. Good job, guys. Let's see what other stories we're working on. Frisbee? I don't want a Frisbee, I want some news. What's this, a soccer ball? I don't want sports, I want news. What's this, a bat? Come on. What's all this doing? Oh, there's why. This radio's in here, and it's tuned to 1300 AM waves. It was called The Voice. You know, it's a low wattage statement. The station that Clear Channel owns here, it has some bigger stations. That's the ghetto where they put all the liberal talk shows. Well, even that was too much. So this week they pulled the plug on the liberal talk shows, and they put in ESPN Sports. That's why. Now, I have to admit, I wasn't a big fan of a lot of the Air America shows. They were kind of boring and strident, like the right-wing ones. But Al Franken's going to get his revenge. He put on a good show. I like listen to that. And he's going to get elected to the U.S. Senate this year from Minnesota. And his first law, I bet, will be to ban these greedy radio chains and have local ownerships and community news again. You can all dream, right? What other stories we got? What's here in the Compost Heap? I think I saw a calculator. Now, what does it show here? If you make $50,000 or less a year, if that's what you're living on, and you're a senior, over 65 years old in New Haven, there's good news. There's a new plan from the city. It was announced in the mayor's speech this week, State of the City, that if you own a house and you're over 65, your taxes will not go up when reassessment takes effect this year, and everyone else's taxes go up. And there's just good policy reasons for this. The idea came from two older women, Arlene DePino and Ina Silverman. They noticed that people worked hard their whole lives, didn't necessarily make a lot of money. They have these houses they paid for. And then as houses prices went up, their houses are worth a lot, but their incomes don't go up. They're in fixed incomes. So now they can't, in some cases, afford to keep their homes because the taxes get so high, or else they can't afford to fix them up or pay for other things they need, like heating oil. So this freeze the mayor announced, they took that idea, but they combined it with some good policy work done at City Hall by Rob Smuts and some others. And what they're saying is, if you have $50,000 a year or less, you'll never have to pay the extra taxes that your taxes are going up. If you make more than that, you still don't have to pay the tax hike unless you sell the house. Then you pay the extra taxes. And the reason that's good policy is that it's not good for the city if people who've lived a long time in a house can't stay there or fix it up. And plus it's humane, God forbid. What other stories are you working on here? Oh, this barf bag I see here. Oh, I know what that reminds me of. Not about what I was saying about Alex Rodin. It reminds me of the last time our family thought it made sense economically to fly out of Tweed New Haven Airport. My older daughter, who was 16, was 2 years old at the time, and the bag came in handy. Well, now it might make sense again for families going to Florida or Pittsburgh to fly out of Tweed instead of Bradley LaGuardia. Because this week they announced that U.S. Airways is lowering its fares as much as 22 to 34% on flights that connect you to over 100 cities from Philadelphia. The reason that's significant is that people will use Tweed if the fares are competitive because it's more convenient. You don't drive out to a bigger airport. You don't have to pay a lot for parking. So I'm hoping this works. I mean, I never bought this stuff in the business community that there's proof that we have to invest a lot of corporate welfare in the airport, and that'll bring jobs. But it'd be good to have an airport that's doing better, and it's good if we could fly out of Tweed. So let's hope that works. Oh, now this thing reminds me of Shakespeare. Not that I know a whole lot about Shakespeare, but his plays inspired Aaron Jafferis, a local playwright who grew up here, went to Hillhouse High. He wrote a play called Kingdom about the Latin kings with a Shakespearean theme. It was a big hit off-Broadway, got a lot of acclaim. It's coming back to New Haven, being put on by Bergamo's Community Theater in Fairhaven, led by Rafael Ramos. And the play is about the Latin kings in New Haven. It's a hip-hop musical. It sounds awesome. And it starts this weekend. It's already playing at Fairhaven Middle School. The details are on the website, an article by Alan Appel. Until next week, this is the New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary. And remember, always pick up your trash.